We think generosity is some concept about giving to charitable organizations or something like that. It's about bringing industry expertise. You have to know what that client's interested in, what their needs and wants and hopes, not just as a company, but as for their career. Then you can serve them in ways that don't necessarily benefit you in the short run, but you're giving them value. The word really has a much bigger concept than that. When I start working with them, one of the things that I do is round up all their testimonials and reviews and show them where clients see value in them that they didn't see themselves. You do things like this and you reflect back on what worked in the past and what you heard from your clients in the past, not what you think. It's what they think.
Welcome to the Selling from the Heart podcast on the From the Heart Business Network. You've joined a global movement of sales professionals who are dedicated to being authentic and building trust. We call it Selling from the Heart. Together, we're on a mission to bring sincerity and substance to the sales profession we all love. Get ready to be inspired and equipped as we join our hosts, Larry Levine and Darrell Amy.
If you're a high-performing salesperson, you know your time is your most valuable asset. So why waste it on tasks that someone else could handle even better? That's where our friends at Work Better Now come in.
Work Better Now virtual assistants are specially trained to help sales professionals like you fully leverage your time. Imagine offloading administrative work, calendar management, data entry, and follow-ups so you can focus on what you do best, building relationships and closing deals.
With a dedicated assistant at your side, you'll have the bandwidth to grow your pipeline, strengthen client connections, and crush your sales goals.
It's simple. Free up your time, maximize your impact. Let Work Better Now help you work smarter, not harder. Your sales career deserves this game-changing advantage.
Visit workbetternow.com today to learn more and get started, because your time isn't just money, it's everything. Hello, and welcome back to the Selling from the Heart podcast. Your co-host, Darrell Amy, here today with Larry Levine. What's going on, Larry?
Oh, it's a great day. Great seeing my dear friend, Darrell Amy. You know what, everyone? We're in for a very, very, very good treat with our dear friend, Mr. John Ray, Darrell Amy.
We are going to get the generosity mindset. This is going to be a fantastic episode. Hey, thanks to everyone who's joining us. We have a global community of sales professionals that are dedicated to being genuine, being authentic, building trust. It's what we call selling from the heart. And Larry, it's always fun to say hi to one of our friends out there in the world of just getting it done.
Yeah, this week, I just want to give a special shout out to Natalie Butler. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She's a great, great salesperson, making it happen. We appreciate you being in this community, Natalie. Thank you.
We sure do. Well, today's guest challenges a belief that holds too many sales professionals back, the idea that success comes from taking. Instead, he shows us that the real path to growth comes from giving. John Ray is a business advisor, speaker, and the author of The Generosity Mindset, a powerful guide to building relationships and growing your business through service, contribution, and genuine connection. In a profession often driven by quotas and pressures, John's message is a refreshing and necessary shift. When you lead with generosity, you build trust faster, deepen relationships, and create opportunities that transactional selling simply can't do. This aligns deeply with what we know to be true here at Selling from the Heart. Buyers want to work with people they trust. In fact, building authentic relationships and delivering meaningful value are at the core of lasting success. And our friend John Ray believes that just like we do. John, welcome to Selling from the Heart. It's great to have you here.
Darrell, Larry, it's an honor to be on this podcast. I'm a subscriber and an avid listener. So, thank you guys so much for having me on.
Well, the honor is in for a treat. Yeah, absolutely. And as we get started, as an avid listener, you know the question that every guest on Selling from the Heart answers. And that is, John, what does selling from the heart mean to you?
So it's getting out of your head into your heart, getting out of the mindsets that hold you back, the mindsets of comparison and inadequacy and imposter syndrome, and leaving those behind and using your heart to get into those things that clients see and where they are and their hopes, dreams, desires, that go underneath why they're having a conversation with you. It's more than the deliverables that you offer. It's about those intangibles that clients see. And when you do that, what you'll find, ironically, is that clients see more value in you than you see yourself. So if you're willing to really do that, it will change everything about your business, including your pricing.
Oh, there's some gold in what you just said. And it just took me back about 11 years, Mr. John Ray, because you said, sometimes they'll see something in you that you didn't see in yourself. And I remember a conversation I had with Mr. Darrell Amy like 11 years ago. And if it wasn't for that conversation, we're not podcasting with John Ray today because he saw something in me I didn't see in myself. You got to peel this thing back a little bit more, John, please.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for asking it that way, because we all have these experiences, don't we? I mean, think about as we were growing up, maybe a grandparent or a teacher or a mentor, someone that we looked up to said something about us that we didn't see in ourselves. Hey, Larry, you did such a great job explaining that concept, in words that people could understand. Or, hey, Darrell, you got such a, wisdom that goes beyond your years. Thanks for what you said. You see, we get these things in our lives and they stick with us for a long time, and they are extraordinarily valuable to us. And they show us that we have more value than we saw ourselves. Mm-hmm. But you know what? It's the same way with clients. Mm-hmm. We just don't ask the questions that allow them to express that a lot of times, and to express the intangible value that they see in the work we do.
So true. Well, hey, thank you for writing the book. We're so excited to talk to you about today, The Generosity Mindset. What an incredible gift to the world. The title says a lot, but I have a feeling that the generosity mindset, I'd love to hear it from the word of the author itself. What is the generosity mindset, and why is it so important, John?
Well, let's talk about what it's not. It's not giving everything away. So it's not doing that. But what it is giving of your focus and attention, and your desire for service to others, so that you see where their needs are first, and that you're willing to meet them where their needs are, whether or not that benefits you in the short run. Mm-hmm. Because here's the truth of the matter is, unless we all have a profit and loss statement as professionals, and that profit and loss statement is really simple, are we giving more value to the world than we're taking out? And the truth of the matter is, if we're not going anywhere. And so we've got to give more value first than we get back. And if we do that, it always comes back in some form or fashion. I've gotten referrals, for example. I've gotten referrals from clients who told me no about my services, but they've referred others to me because they were impressed with some aspect of what I do. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just one small example, but if you're giving more value than you're taking away, it always comes back to you.
I mean, there's so much truth in what you just said in so many different ways, because I believe, I know Darrell does as well. But I want you to speak. I mean, I want to flip this on its head for just a moment, and not to take this down a wonky path, but there's going to be some listeners out there who say, you know what, guys, I kind of get what you're driving here, but come on, I got to give more than I receive. Or I just gotta give, and I gotta give this all away. Walk us through this mentality as you know where I'm going with this, because I'm flipping it on its head, because there are going to be some listeners out there who don't buy what we're all cooking here. Speak to that for just a moment, please.
Yeah, well, I get it. I mean, you got to make payroll next week. I get that, right? That's a real thing. If you got to make payroll next week and you can't make it, you've got, there's probably some deeper problems. But let's just talk about is in a general sense that if you are selling a product, then those or a service, those customers that are buying that, they have to see more value in that product or service that they're receiving than the price they pay, or they won't buy. That's a simple value equation. And it's true for every economic transaction that's out there. And it's the same for us as professionals. If someone doesn't see more value in associating with me than what it costs them in either time, money, whatever it costs them, then why would they do that? You see, that's really the point. Is it's a basic law of economics. So it's not necessarily giving until you're dry. It's giving value, knowing that you're going to get value back in return over time.
Mm-hmm. So I think this concept is so powerful. And let's think together. What are some of the categories where sales professionals can be bringing value? Maybe ones that they hadn't thought of before.
Yeah, well, I've heard there's this show called Selling from the Heart. I don't know if you guys.
That's a good plug, John Ray.
I don't know if you guys have heard of it or not, but these two guys talk a lot about how you have to bring industry expertise.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about loving up on the client and buying tickets to the ball game. It's about bringing industry expertise. Now, to do that effectively, what do you have to know? You have to know what that client's interested in, what their needs and wants and hopes, not just as a company, but as for their career. You have to know what those are. And so then you can serve them in ways that don't necessarily benefit you in the short run, but you're giving them value. So who's going to be at the top of their list when they need to go buy? You're going to be seen as a professional of value. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean about giving more value than you take away. It always comes back in some form or fashion. And the fun in life to me, Darrell, is that it comes back in ways that we never could have imagined. That's what makes the fun in life.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I just gotta throw this out here. Only just I've read the book, but why'd you name it the generosity mindset instead of something like the giving mindset or something like that? What's the play on the generosity part of this? Can you expand on that, please?
Well, it's a generosity of spirit. It's generosity of. I'm trying to expand the term generosity. Because a lot of us think we hear that word and we think generosity is some concept about giving to charitable organizations or something like that. And the truth of the matter is that's our friends at the nonprofit world have kind of hijacked the word. The word is really has a much bigger concept than that. It's walking around with the idea that I'm going to be generous in spirit and in attention and in giving a listening ear to all those around me. And when you do that, when you're seen as that kind of person, you're a professional of value. You're the one that's going to get the call. And that's so to me, it's widening out the perception of that word and understanding its full implications. And it's something not as narrow as we've come to believe.
I think, John, most people listening to Selling from the Heart are already going, yes, I'm in on that, all of that. But the reality is, in any given Thursday afternoon, after, being blown off by some ghosted and, maybe a deal's gone south, or you've had some really rough morning of prospecting, it becomes, or maybe someone has just, ground you down on price, and it's just one of those days. It becomes challenging, I think. I'll just speak for myself. At that point, it becomes challenging to have a generosity mindset, doesn't it? I mean, at that point, you're just like in a survival mode. And I'm curious, what are some things we can do, maybe things you do in the middle of a day that doesn't seem to be going quite so well, where you're not feeling quite so generous, to reframe things and maybe get back on track?
Well, one of the things that I do, and one of the things I counsel the clients that I work with, and most of the clients I work with are expertise service providers. So they sell their expertise and knowledge and experience and what have you. And when I start working with them, one of the things that I do is round up all their testimonials and reviews and show them where clients see value in them that they didn't see themselves. And just these are the client words, right?
Yeah.
That,
brilliant.
hey, Larry's got such a listening presence to him. Darrell goes the extra mile and does things that I didn't imagine someone in his position would do for me. Clients will tell you things if you just ask. They'll tell you things about why they do business with you that you never imagined. And so I think that's why you want to ask for reviews or LinkedIn testimonials. If you're a salesperson for a big company, ask for LinkedIn testimonials and collect those. Collect those letters that folks have sent into your boss, right? And pull those out and read them. It reminds you that you are a professional of value. And I think it gets you, certainly does for me, it gets you through that little dry spell where you feel beaten down and beaten up.
That's good.
I'm sitting here listening to you. I'm like going, amen on that one. Because I remember back in the day when I'd have a bad day, or I'd have a rough meeting, or I had a meeting with my manager, whatever the case may be, and I was just spiraling downhill. I just hop in my car and I'd go see one of my best clients, unannounced, just totally unannounced. I didn't even care if they saw me. I just wanted to walk in the door just to smell what my best client's office is like. You get what I'm saying? There's something powerful. As silly as this sounds, everyone who's listening or watching this, there's some power in what John Ray said. We don't have to think of these big, grandiose ideas. They're sitting right in front of us for those willing to take action on it, John.
Yeah. And you know what? Doing that may remind you of something that you did for a particular client that you should be doing for somebody else. We're not perfect, and not everything gets in the CRM, right? Not all the follow-ups get in there. And, when you do things like this and you reflect back on what worked in the past and what you heard from your clients in the past, it's not what you think, it's what they think. And when they tell you these things that blow your own mindset out of the water in terms of how you feel about yourself, what it does is it gives you ideas about what you can do today that help get you out of that rut.
It's so powerful. I've got a folder. It's a yellow folder at the front of my desk drawer. It's the I want to quit folder. And so I pull that thing out. It's got all of those things in it that remind me of why I don't want to quit. And some days after a day of working with Larry, you got to draw on that folder. We like to have fun poking fun at each other here, John.
Waiting for it.
We talked about being generous with expertise, being generous with attention. What are some other areas or ways our friends can be generous in their profession of sales?
Yeah, well, I think the key is to make sure we're generous with the right things that are meaningful to clients, right? So everyone's got a different idea of what has value to them. And I think sometimes as service providers, professionals, what we do is we rely on our pattern recognition that this person looks like a composite of a whole lot of different people I've seen in the past. And the truth of the matter is that everyone is a deep mystery. I read that recently and I thought, what a powerful idea from a David Brooks book on how to know a person. People are deep mysteries. And when you can treat them for the individuals that they are, you can better understand where they're coming from. I mean, let me give you an example. There's an estimated 500 million caregivers in this country. It is amazing. You might be amazed if you dig a little bit to find out how many of your clients have some sort of caregiving situation going on, where they've got an adult child with disabilities, or they've got an elderly parent or someone in their family that they're taking care of. And when you can lean into things like that for people and do it in a respectful way, of course, but you're setting yourself apart. And see, this is the thing. We don't ask enough questions to get beyond the pattern recognition rut we fall into and see people for the individuals that they are.
Okay, so there's some gold in that, and it's got my head just thinking about, and I really latched onto what you said about this deep mystery just for a moment. And there's a lot of assumptions that, and this is hyper focused into sales, but I think it plays out in other realms as well, but we'll keep the sales focused. I think there's a lot of assumptions that salespeople and their leaders make that because the way I've built this relationship or what worked to capture the attention of John is going to capture the attention of Darrell. It's going to capture the attention of this person. And we make all these similar type assumptions. If I'm listening to what you're saying correctly, everyone's a mystery, which means I have to approach every possible relationship with fresh mind, fresh ears, fresh conversation, because you never know. And I think that's the key to all of this is what works for one may not work for the other.
Yeah. And not only that, just to make it a little more complicated for us all, is that people change, right? I mean, people grow and develop, and we're not with even our best clients every moment of the day, and things change in their world and their perspective. So making sure we're not taking our understanding for granted, that we're constantly coming back and checking in to make sure that we're seeing that person for who they are, where they are in the organization, what they represent, where they see value, making sure we're fresh on that.
So important. And a lot of that's just down to paying attention, right? And caring enough to ask. Well, this book is exciting. Our friends are going to find the link in the show notes, The Generosity Mindset. I'm curious, John, what's your favorite chapter of this book? What part of this book do you go, man, people are really, really going to like this part?
Well, probably my favorite piece, if I can, my favorites are the first two chapters, because the first chapter is all about the mindsets that hold us back. The mindsets of imposter syndrome and inadequacy and wanting to help everyone. which we cannot do. And the second chapter is all about how the generosity mindset counters each one of these mindsets that hold us back. And in that chapter, one of the things that I do is give a nod to people, to our traditions that I really stand on the shoulders of. I mean, what I'm talking about is part of our ancient wisdom. I mean, this is not some new thing that John just cooked up a couple of years ago and wrote a book about. I mean, this is part of our ancient wisdom. And so I stand on the shoulders of giants when it comes to talking about these things, where it comes from our ancient faiths, from people like Dale Carnegie and Bob Berg. I mean, on forward. You guys talk about this all the time. So this is not something just cooked up at all, and something woo-woo to make us all feel good. This is ancient wisdom. And the reason we keep talking about it is because it's true.
Yeah.
You know what? As we wrap up, and I just have to throw a really huge red bow on top of what you just said. And I'm just thinking in terms of the world that we're in today, that's just full of uncertainty. It's chaotic, whatever other words you want to use that wraps around what I just said. This is why things like generosity and giving and really listening and bringing the best version of yourself to the forefront, so important. So first of all, thank you for hanging out with us. And second of all, thank you for writing a really super great book.
Well, thanks to both of you. It's, again, an honor to be with you both and to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart. But I know it's something you guys teach all the time.
Yeah, I did so aligned. There were such kindred spirits with us, and I know our audience, and I know everyone's asking the same question that I'm asking myself: how do I get more John Ray in my life?
I may have to steal that line from my podcast because that is the best closing
generosity.
Question.
You can have it. You can use that whenever you want, John. Royalty free.
I love it. Yeah, so johnray.co is my website, but, don't be shy. John@johnray.co is my email address. Feel welcome to reach out to me directly with any questions. Pushbacks, I love them. Give them to me. And, when you go to my site, I've got a few giveaways there, free to download. You don't have to put your email address in. The red flags of inadequate pricing, when you know your pricing's too low, some symptoms there. And also there's some a free giveaway in terms of sample questions for a value conversation that you could use to adapt to your business. And also feel welcome to find me on LinkedIn, John Ray 1.
Awesome.
Oh, you're so good.
That's super generous. Doesn't surprise me. John, thank you so much for being generous with your wisdom and your time and your heart here today. It's been amazing.
Thank you, Darrell, Larry. I appreciate both of you. Keep up the great work you're doing.
Awesome. We will. What an amazing perspective and conversation and reminder that, generosity is crucial. It's so easy to forget in the middle of the rat race, though, isn't it, Larry?
Absolutely. Here's something I want us to all think about as you kind of think back and you reflect on the conversation we just had with John and generosity. Is just a simple question. How do you want to be remembered? Simply put, how do you want to be remembered? Not only by your clients, by your peers, by your circle of influence. Something tells me they will remember you for your generosity.
So true. Well, hey, grab a copy of John's book and connect with him. Take him up on those offers. This is powerful information that will help you sell from the heart, which is what we're all about. And guess what? We got great guests coming up. Make sure to like or subscribe. Huge thank you to everybody who is leaving us reviews. And as John suggested, we may go read some of those reviews, Larry, to remember why we do this. But seriously, we do this for you. And we do this for ourselves as well. We're all on this journey together to sell from the heart.
It's been almost, a decade-long journey. unfolding in front of us. But, when we started this, I just got to share this, Darrell. When we started this, we had no idea what was going to happen almost 10 years down the road, the lives we were going to change, the careers we were going to change. I just wanted to say thank you. It's been a great ride. Continue waving the flag because we're doing this all together and we just appreciate you.
That's right. So thank you for joining us today. Until next time, keep being genuine, keep being authentic, keep building trust, have a generosity mindset, and most of all,
Sell from the heart.